Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crunch Time with Ken and Mel on the 216 Sports Network. We're going to do a weekly, bi-weekly show with the Cleveland Crunch here. Me and Mel are going to kind of take you behind the scenes and kind of give you some access to the Crunch during the 2020-24 season. I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by the owner of the Crunch, Luciano Rashido. Thank you and welcome. It is an absolute pleasure to have you on. The first thing I want to get into, and I want to ask you, how does it feel to be the owner of a brand with such legacy and heritage in the city of Cleveland?
First of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, and it feels great to be able to own something like the Crunch, and to be able to be responsible for or have a hand in bringing it back here and continue to do what they used to do for the community, which is uplift and engagement and everything that the Crunch stands for. And it's great to be able to be a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lifelong fan. I used to go to the games during the original inception of the Crunch. I have a signed Hector Herrera ball. I've been a lifelong fan. The team has been around. So as somebody who's been a soccer fan his whole life, the Crunch is so important. It's important to the soccer fabric of this city. So it's awesome that they're back, and it's awesome to have somebody who's excited about it to be a part of it. So that's awesome. The biggest news, I guess, going into this season is you brought in a brand new coach. You did. You brought in Antonio Manfut, who was just recently a player. What are your expectations going into his first season?
So I think the expectation this year, more than ever, is the championship. I'm not saying that's it's a tough feat, but I think that's the goal that we've been preaching since bringing him in, and with his experience, he's a Cleveland native. Familiar with a lot of the guys on the team already, and he means business, and I think that it was a great turning point for the organization.
When you started to look into that coaching search, was it important to get somebody who had a background as extensive as he has in a player, where he has accomplishments? He's been on the field and done it. Was it important to find somebody who had that kind of background?
Absolutely. I think at this point, and where we are is the little things and fine-tuning the little details and intricate points of the game, and just being better on a little bit better every single day. And I think that's what he can bring to the table, and adding that extra motivation to get the guys behind it.
Absolutely. My last question for you, I guess. What are your long-term goals, not just for the on-field product, but kind of for the club as a whole?
Yeah, so definitely want to continue to expand and grow as much as we can every single year, make a bigger footprint within the community, within the youth space, and just to continue to grow the Crunch brand and, continue to create that family atmosphere.
Absolutely. That's you grow up, you go to games all around the city, and going to a Crunch game is, just as important as any other kind of game in the city to go to. So it's awesome to have it back, and it's awesome to have absolute championship expectations. Those are a lot on a new coach, but you know what? It's also great to see in the city of Cleveland a team and a brand and an organization that is, we're not just looking for a championship. That's what it's expected. So it's great to have that atmosphere around the city of Cleveland as well.
Yeah, that's what the city, that's what everyone here means. Everyone's about it here.
So. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for jumping on with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you for giving us some access this year, and we look forward to kind of talking to you as the season rolls on and as you guys get rolling in the season.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. And we'll be right back. We're going to have some more guys on with us. As you see, it's live and going on right in front of us. So we'll be back in a couple minutes with someone else to join us as well. All right. Welcome back to Crunch Time. I am Ken. I am here with Director of Sales and Partner of the Cleveland Crunch, Ryan Louise. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
So my first question to you is, let's get right on the field. A new coach coming in. Coach Manfut steps in for his first year. How excited are you for that? And what are your kind of expectations on the field going into this year?
Ken, we are very excited about Coach Antonio Manfut. This is a guy that has a ton of experience in MASL, ton of indoor soccer experience, is relatable to these players, knows a lot of these players, our team is very homegrown. So he grew up with some of these players. The connection with the players is definitely something that's huge. On top of his knowledge of the game of indoor soccer, and everything that he's went through, playing for the Baltimore Blast, playing for the teams that he's played for, he is going to be a great fit for the Cleveland Crunch.
Absolutely. And I do want to mention, Coach Manfut has played in Syracuse, Rio Grande, St. Louis, Florida, Baltimore, here in Cleveland. He won an IFA Futsal World Championship. I mean, the man is an accomplished person. And when you have a team like the Crunch, which the expectation going into every year is a championship, when you bring in someone who's won championships and gold medals on his level, I mean, that's exactly what, you would expect out of the Crunch. I guess I have another question for you that kind of deals more with less off the field, less on the field, more off the field. What are your expectations for the brand of the Cleveland Crunch this upcoming year?
That's a very easy answer. We want to continue to grow. We want to continue to grow our fan base. Make sure that people know that the Cleveland Crunch are back. We are making moves on and off the field. The Crunch are very, very into our surrounding communities, our tight-knit family organization, and winning.
Yeah.
I mean, we've lost 7 games in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And we don't expect to lose many this year.
Exactly.
And that's just speaking bluntly because I know this team and I know the talent we have. But we want to continue to grow. We want to continue to be better on and off the field. And we want to continue to make Northeast Ohio proud that they have their indoor soccer team back.
Absolutely. And like I mentioned when I was talking to Luciano, I was a lifelong fan. I grew up with the Crunch as a kid. It's awesome to see them back. It's awesome to see that championship level of this is what we expect every year to be in Northeast Ohio and to be in the city of Cleveland, because that's needed. That's always needed. And it also, and I noticed, and people at home are going to notice when they watch this back, the message is similar between you and Luciano too. There is a championship level here. This is what we expect. But there's also this level of family, and we want to make it a community thing, and we want to be part of the family. And honestly, that is when you don't have any other soccer around in the city of Cleveland other than the Crunch, that is the best thing that you can honestly have from the ownership group as well.
It's so great. I mean, we do everything we can for our fans. We're rolling out new uniforms this year. That's going to be real special. Awesome. We're rolling out so many cool giveaways. We've signed so many new sponsors and partners to be a part of this championship run.
Yeah.
We will pack the house every single game.
I believe that.
And we're going to add a 5th star. I mean, that's just all there is to it.
Absolutely. And we look forward to updating the logo with that 5th star come next year. Absolutely. Thank you so much for jumping on with us. It was an absolute pleasure. And like I said, you see it from the owner on down. It's championship because that is what it's demanded, and that's what the culture is, and that is what is bred here with the Cleveland Crunch, and you see that. So thank you so much for jumping on with us, and we look forward to not just talking to you about what's going on the field, but the stuff off the field with those sponsors and with those promotions. We can't wait to keep people updated with what's going on with that. So thank you so much for coming on, and we'll be right back as we keep going with Crunch Time. Thank you very much. All right, welcome back to Crunch Time with Mel and Ken. I am blessed to be joined by one of the players, Ashton Bernard. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for being a part of us. So you're coming back from injury. Tell us a little bit about what happened and kind of what that rehab process has been like to get yourself ready to be back out here with the rest of the guys.
Okay, and so really what happened, so it was back in October last year. Picked up an injury just kind of playing competitively. I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that I got tackled and then I couldn't walk after that. So it happened right in preseason as well. So it's something that I dealt with throughout all of last season. I was at training, every session I made it to, and I tried to push through it. It just didn't work out for me in the end.
Yeah.
So after the season had ended last season, I had decided to just go ahead and get an MRI, get the surgery done. So I got the surgery done in May of this year. So after that, time frame was about 4 to 6 months. course, we're a little bit past that at the moment. But, just kind of taking it steady. I've been working with some great doctors as well. So the target month is January, which happens to be the start of the season as well. So I'm excited, taking it slow, not trying to rush anything, and just trying to get back and compete and just contribute as much as I can.
Absolutely. Most important thing is to be healthy out there, so you're not feeling like you're lagging behind because you are
Right.
not a fully fit. What are your goals personally for this upcoming season, and then what are your goals as a team?
Yeah, and my personal goal, of course, dealing with it last season, is just to be able to play. It's one thing to train, with these guys every week, and I just want to be out there fighting. We call each other brothers. I just want to be out there fighting with my brothers.
Of course.
Getting wins, of course, making fans happy, and just working towards what we worked towards last season. Came up short a little bit last season, but putting the work in, just trying to ultimately just get back on the pitch and do what I love.
Absolutely.
I missed all summer. I couldn't do anything, so I'm anxious and I'm just itching to be back at it.
Of course, and of course, as a team, I know the 5th star is the goal, and that's absolutely what it is.
Yes, sir.
Mel has the jersey on. Championship, not championship or bust. I mean, that's what it is. Championship from we've already talked to Luciano, we talked to Ryan. It's championship from the owner on down, and when you have that direction from your owners, I know that's got to trickle down to the players. I know you guys definitely feel that, and you can see it. New coach this year. Yep. Coach Manfut comes in. Someone that a lot of the guys are familiar with. How excited are you guys to not just have a new coach in, but have somebody who's done it with you guys, has done it on the field, has accomplished goals himself as a player, to then bring that to the coaching? How excited are you guys for that?
Oh, we're excited. He played with us a bit. I believe it was out of last year, 2 seasons ago. He's a guy that fights. He's out there training with us now, although he's supposed to be coaching and giving us instruction. But,
right.
We're excited to have him. We had a pretty good first meeting today. I already feel like I want to run through a brick wall for him when I can. So
that's awesome.
We're excited, ready to get to work and, see what the season holds for us.
Absolutely. A personal question. When this beautiful game that we call football, or soccer, but it is football. When did you fall in love with this game at an early age, and what was that moment that you realized this was my thing and this was for me?
Oh, I realized it as soon as my parents put a ball in front of me, and I think that was about 3 or 4. I haven't played any other sport since that age. So, I had teachers like, "Oh yeah, you should run track. You should be a running back, football." I'd be like, "Nah, give me a soccer ball, put me on the pitch, and this is what I love to do." So I figured it out at a pretty young age, and I never turned my back on it.
No, I understand that. As somebody who played it a little bit into college himself, I know once you touch that ball, there's just something completely different about it. And it's the absolute thing for you. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on with us. I really do, and taking some time for us. I know we're in the middle of practice, so I do appreciate you stepping over. Good luck with your rehab. Good luck for it, and we look absolutely forward to seeing you on the pitch this year, and look forward to talking to you later on in the season. Thanks a lot. Once again, we really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Shout out to you as well. Ken, thanks for having me.
Thank you. And we'll be back here in a couple minutes on the crunch time, and we will maybe have another guest. Maybe we'll talk to Coach Manfut. We'll see what we have in store for you guys coming up here next. Go crunch. And welcome back to Crunch Time with Ken and Mel. We have the privilege of bringing with us one of the longtime Crunch players, Mike Dreswick. Welcome in. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. Let's get right into it. There's a new head coach on the Cleveland Crunch, Coach Manfut. What's the excitement level like with the players to have a new head coach come in?
Sure, it's exciting. So Manfut, Coach Manfut now. We played together for a while actually, in Cleveland with AFC Cleveland, Cleveland SC, even in our local league for Croatia Cleveland. So yeah, we know Antonio pretty well. So it's gonna be pretty cool seeing him as a coach now.
Yeah, no, I understand that. What's it like to be a part of a team like the Cleveland Crunch, where year in and year out there are championship expectations every time you set yourself on the field?
Sure. I mean, with the players we have, the expectations are always going to be high. I don't think it's any added pressure to us. We just know what we want to accomplish, and we just pursue it every. We train, we practice.
Yeah.
So we just pursue that goal every year.
Absolutely. As a veteran on the team, how do you help to get some of the newer guys acclimated to kind of this, this crunch culture, which is like, like you said, even though you don't take it, you can't let it get to you, but there is a culture of winning. How do you help those newer players come in and kind of adapt to that culture?
Sure, we make them feel comfortable. We joke around with them, kind of make them do things that newcomers do on teams, little hazing. But yeah, we get their comfort level pretty quick.
Absolutely, you can see that there's a lot of guys who know each other and a lot of friends here. What are the team's goals for this year?
It's championship. It's simple as that. I mean, we fell short last year, so we kind of want to get back to that level and as quick as possible. So
absolutely, you can see the hunger when when guys step through the door here. Personally for you, what are some of your personal goals on the field this year?
Score goals, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is easy and as simple as that sometimes. So one of my favorite questions to ask, and I'm going to ask it to all the players who come on, is when did you first fall in love with the game? What are some of your first memories as a child? And when did you realize not only am I going to do this on the next level, I can do this on the next level?
I probably fell in love with the game early on. I mean, it was, I started playing when I was 6. So I fell in love with it early on, and kind of through high school, kind of developed. And I went to college at Cleveland State University, and was successful, pretty successful there. Won the championship. So yeah, I just felt like I could always just continue playing as long as my legs felt good. So it kind of carried me to where I'm at today. So
that is awesome. Thank you very much
Yeah.
for coming on. We really appreciate it. We know practice is getting ready to start, so we want to let you go. But thank you very much for coming on, and we look forward to this season coming up. As we said, it starts in January. We will be talking to more players, and hopefully we look forward to speaking to you after some of these games, and hopefully after some big wins.
Awesome.
We
Thanks.
really
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ken Mel. We are blessed to have another longtime player with us, Kevin Blackwood. Thank you very much for coming along. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
So first things first, let's get into it. There's a new head coach on the Cleveland Crunch. I've been asking multiple players, how excited are you guys to have Coach Manfut come along?
We're truly excited. He have garnered a lot of experience and a lot of achievement throughout his tenure playing M1, M2. I believe he's been playing for more than 10 years. He played for Baltimore Blast, San Diego, and just to some of the teams. So. Yeah. It's going to be really good having him on board, just to pass along all that experience and stuff like that, to myself and the rest of the team.
Yeah. What's it like to be a part of a team that every time you step on the field, every time you step on the pitch, there's championship expectations?
It is a good feeling. Pressuring a little bit, but good pressure, to be able to, put a smile on some of the kids' face and, stuff like that. It is good.
Right. It's always better to be expected rather than have the game not mean anything,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
No, absolutely. And I know it kind of goes without saying, but what are the team goals this year? I mean, obviously it's championship kind of or bust thing, right?
I wouldn't say championship or bust, but the first year, we set ourselves goals such as to go unbeaten at home or just overall, and then we surpassed that to the point that we won it the first time we came back, and the second year we fell short to San Diego in the final, and the third year we fell short again to Omaha in the semifinal. So this year the goal is to just get back to where we belong in the final and become champion again.
Absolutely, another banner being raised. What are your personal goals, and maybe not necessarily personal goals in terms of stats, but what step are you looking to take this year?
Just to become more of a leader in the team. Because we have a lot of young guys on our team who just need to know that they have somebody they can come to, and I'm glad that I'm that one of those person, or may I say I want to become one of those person. But that's one of my goals this year.
Absolutely. What can you do as one of those leaders to get yourself to or I should say, what can you do as one of those leaders to bring those young guys in and let them know, hey, this is the culture and this is kind of what we expect?
I'm just let them know that they're not alone, and I was in their shoes, I was in their position, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail every now and then in practice, but just to know that our ultimate goal is to get everyone on board, everyone to be doing the right things and stuff. Like, just let them know that we're all brothers here, we're all family. So if you mess up, we mess up. So it's all good.
Absolutely. I mean, you're only strong as your weakest player. So, absolutely. So I have one last question for you. It's a question that I'm going to ask all the players. When did you fall in love with this beautiful game of football at an early age? And then when did you know I'm going to be able to do this on the next level?
I think I started playing at 4 years old, and then at 5, I can just remember vividly, but I can remember like my grandmom used to tell me that I shouldn't leave the house today, and I'll be gone from like maybe 8 in the morning and don't come back at 8 until like 8 at night. She'd be like, how do you eat? I'm like, what do you do? Just play soccer all day. So that's when I know that I had the love for the game. And to answer the second part of your question was, I think I was like maybe like 10 years old. I was playing for Marlborough United in Jamaica, and then I wanted to switch teams to go back to my homegrown team, and then it was like they some putting up some form of resistance. So that's when I kind of believed that and maybe there's something here that I didn't see. So
somebody wants me that much.
So from that point, then I figured that there's something going on, something else I can reach.
Absolutely, and it's going to come clear to the fans who watch this why you are a leader on the team, and it absolutely shines through. Well, we're going to let you get into practice. We understand we're kind of keeping you a little bit. Thank you very, very much for coming along, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, welcome back to Crunch Time. We have the greatest pleasure of having Cleveland Crunch head coach Antonio Manfut on with us. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it.
No, man, I am looking forward to it, man. It's been, and I love talking to you guys at practice and stuff, and I'm finally here. I'm excited to get this done with you guys.
Absolutely. For those of you who are going to end up watching this, we've had some issues getting back and forth with Coach, so it's great that we finally have this set up. It actually is going to work out better. So, Coach, first things first. Now you are hired in as the head coach of the Cleveland Crunch. How does it feel, and what can the fans expect from you?
Man, it feels great. It's a very good. To be honest, man, it's like a legendary kind of brand here in Cleveland. It has such good deep roots, and it's very strong in the soccer community. Everyone, when you talk about Cleveland indoor soccer, everyone knows the Crunches, and just to have my name kind of tied with it in any possible way, and just being the head coach is an honor. Expecting from me, man, just a lot of energy from me from the sidelines. Obviously, anyone knows there as a player, I always brought the energy and stuff. So hopefully, able to incorporate that into my coaching style and kind of get these guys ready to play this season.
Absolutely.
Now, Coach, I have a question really quickly, because I remember when we first got you guys back around 2021, you were actually a player. So how did you feel when you got the call from ownership and they said, hey, we want you to coach? What was that like?
No, it feels good, man. Yeah, I wish I could have spent a bit more time. I was in between my seasons and stuff with the futsal national team, so it was always a great time playing with the team here. So it was always just, as a player, it's always great being here in Cleveland, playing in front of my hometown fans. But again, like, it's another level to it as a head coach kind of thing. A lot of these guys are my friends and stuff. I got respect from them on and off the field. But as a coach and stuff, man, it just, to me, it's like another level, man. It really is. And I'm excited to kind of lead the guys here, lead the troops on, and hopefully compete for a championship.
Absolutely. And I want to do, you mentioned it, so it's fair to bring it up. You yourself as a player, an accomplished one. 177 games, over 100 goals, 60 assists. You've been all around the country, and you were also a member of the U.S. team that won a futsal world championship. So what are the things you're going to bring as a player that you want to incorporate? And what are the things that you kind of got to, on the drive over as a coach, go, all right, I'm not a player anymore. I got to leave this in the car.
Right. Yeah. No. It's something I'm gonna have to balance too, because I get out there with the guys sometimes during training and stuff, and kind of let them know that I still got it. I'm still young out here. I'm 29, so I still got it in the tank for sure if we ever need anything. But on a serious note, with the coach kind of thing, I kind of set the tone early, kind of what I'm expecting from the guys. As you just read from my experience and stuff, I have a lot of experience in the indoor game, just small-sided game in general. So hopefully here to kind of really incorporate all my knowledge, and excited to kind of teach it to the guys. I've always said right here in Cleveland, from all the guys that I've known that's competed here, that the talent is so good here. They just need a little bit more organization, a little bit more learning of the game, and it's going to be very dangerous. See what they can actually do. So hopefully, I'm able to incorporate that and teach these guys. And I'm really excited for what the future can hold for us.
Absolutely. What are your biggest challenges for this upcoming year? Like you said, you're coming in with expectations. It's championship or nothing here with the Cleveland Crunch, basically. So, what is your biggest challenge to make sure that goal is accomplished, or at least you're near it at the end of the season?
Just keeping everyone in tune. To be honest, I think that they have a good core group of guys, incorporating some younger guys in with the older guys. I don't think it'd be too much of a challenge, I would say, but just maintaining just the balance of it all, to be honest. But that being said, like we have, like I said, a good group of experienced guys. So, but they're still kind of learning a new style for me. Okay, so I think that'd be a good challenge for me as a coach, just to incorporate in how I coach different players and stuff, kind of player management, I would say. But I'm really looking forward to it. To be honest, I'm looking for the next challenge in my career and stuff, and I'm a confident person, so I think I'll be able to get the job done.
Okay, now I have to ask, looking at the schedule, I know you were the first one to get it as you are the head coach. So is there a game this year on the schedule that you are just looking at like, yeah, I want them?
Well, I know all the stuff about happened with last year and stuff, and the way they kind of went out in playoffs and stuff with those guys. But just me, to be honest, the game that I'm looking forward to is the first game. I'm just doing this training and stuff, and right around this season, since every time that I play for my past 10 years, this is right around the time like we're actually like we're coming in, everyone's coming together, you see all the guys again, and you kind of getting that itch, like man, we're about to start playing a season again and everything like that. So just that first game, to be honest, just like I said, a new role for me, but I'm just like even talking about it around getting goosebumps, just like looking forward to that first game in front of fans and just in that atmosphere again, man. It's a really exciting feeling for me, and hopefully the guys feel the same way.
Absolutely.
Nice.
I've got to believe that you kind of almost want the first game to be kind of over with already, just so that you've got that. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I expect, because you've never been a head coach. So I've got to. I understand you there. That makes complete sense. I've got a question for you, and I'm going to ask a lot of the players this, and I've asked some of the players this already. When did you first fall in love with this beautiful, beautiful game? And secondly, when did you realize, or what was the moment as a youth player or maybe in high school that you knew, okay, I'm not just going to play this for fun, I'm going to do this for a living?
No, I'm sure there's probably a lot of guys that have the same kind of answers, but I think a lot of us started really young. Like I'm talking like I grew up in Maple Heights. We had the rec league in Maple Heights over here, and just from literally I think it was 4 years old, I loved it. And I played baseball growing up. I was a pretty decent baseball player, like freshman of the year or something for baseball and stuff. But I was always doing both, and there's just a time where it's like, man, like I knew at a pretty young age, like things just came a little bit easier for me. I always put in the work, obviously, for sure, but just I could just do things others couldn't really. And the thing is, I just loved it too much, man. I didn't even go to college to pursue my soccer career. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy where I'm in life, man. And I'm really happy with the choices I've made and just being around this game from a full-time job with it, and now being able to coach a pro team and stuff. I think I made the right choice, to be honest. But
Nice.
no, man, I think it's something that, man, it's the best feeling when you're out there and like you said, all those goals and stuff I scored. I'm telling you, it's the best feeling scoring a goal and celebrating. So, man, just
Absolutely.
Something
And coach, Coach, I'm going to give you a shout out because I grew up down the street in Bedford, down the road from Maple Heights. So I know just how good the youth soccer programs are in that area. So I'm not surprised that somebody from down the road from me turned out to not just be a professional, but be the head coach of the Cleveland Crunch. So shout out to you there. Thank you a lot, Coach. We really, really appreciate it. We look forward to this upcoming season, as does everybody else. We know the expectations are high, but you know what? That's kind of the best part about this game. You know, if you don't have expectations and you don't have anything to play for, then why play? So we wish you the best of luck, Coach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we wish you the best of luck, Coach, and we will talk to you throughout the season. We look forward to talking to you after the first game, and good luck.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
And
we are back.
Yes, we are. Welcome back, everybody. That was an awesome first episode, Mel. We got to talk to Luciano. We got to talk to Ryan. We got to talk to Coach. We got to talk to a couple players. I mean, everything that you want in your first behind-the-scene access to the Crunch, we took it there for you. Coming up there will be an inter-squad scrimmage. Mel will be there. So in our next episode, we're going to talk about what happened at that scrimmage and preview some of the schedule that is coming up as well. Right, Mel?
It's great that you brought that up, because speaking of the schedule is out and tickets are on sale right now. You better get them while they're going, because when January 13th hits, I guarantee you it's going to be sold out. But while we're looking at the schedule, that first game, January 7th, against the arch rival and that team up north, Rapid City FC from Grand Rapids. If you didn't pay attention to last year, you ought to go back and watch some of those games. It was ruckus every time. They hate us. We hate them. They even had Much Bishop ready to square up with a few of the players. So you don't want to miss that game. It will be in Grand Rapids, but as we all know, Grand Rapids got to come to Cleveland. Also, there's a new team, actually 2 new teams on the schedule in the Ohio Extreme and the Colorado Bucks. So we don't know a lot about each of these teams, but what we do know is they got to come to Cleveland and they got to play the crunch either way. And there's one game. I'm kind of mad at this, but we'll talk about that next episode. But it's one game with Chicago this year and the dreaded Omaha Kings. We have to go out to Omaha, Nebraska to play them. But again, the schedule is out. So you fans watching, go get your tickets if you haven't done so already. It's going to be some fun. It's going to be a lot of, you never know who you may see there. I've run into Josh Cribbs at a couple of these games. So don't be surprised if celebrities show up.
Absolutely. And look out for us. We'll be there as well. At home games, look for me, look for Mel, look for the other member of the Strawbro Sports Show, Lil Bro Drew. We'll be there as well. So come rock with us and come check us out while we're there hanging out with the Crunch as well.
Exactly. Also, while we're on that subject of the 216 Sports Network, don't forget to check out our slate of shows coming up next year. We got a lot of new stuff for you guys, and we got a lot of great stuff coming for you. 4th and 15, the Jay Rich Show, Ruler's Minute with Uncle Rico McGee, the Straw Brothers Sports Show, and Outside Interference, hosted by our investigative reporter, Bob. But you don't want to miss our slate. We got a lot of great sports content coming for you guys, as well as our live streaming events. And again, we will be on site at these crunch games, so don't be surprised if you see us everywhere. Like we said, we would be.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Well, that's going to wrap up this first episode of Crunch Time with Ken and Mel. We look forward to seeing you next time. So for me and Mel, I will sign off as we take some time out. And we would also like to pay tribute to Mr. Hoffman as well.